Hey, what's up guys? I'm Kristen. I run the outdoor adventure blog called Barefoot Theory, and this is my 170-inch Sprinter van. So welcome to my van. This is my kitchen. It consists of a one-burner induction stove, a sink, storage, and a big fridge. I wanted an induction stove for like coffee and bagels and quick things in the morning. So we use that, but then we do most of our actual cooking and our big meals we cook outside on a propane stove. This sink is great. The water pump is up here and it's nice. I like that it comes out like that. It makes doing dishes really easy. I have a 25-gallon water tank plus a 3-gallon water heater, so 28 gallons total. And it lasts us, if we're careful, about a week. So this here is our kitchen storage. We have all of our spices and cooking stuff, and then the silverware kind of hides in this drawer. And all of the cabinets have a slow shutting mechanism, and then we have push buttons to lock them closed. And then down here is all our bigger pots and pans and cutting boards and whatnot. This is a big fridge. In my last van I had a small fridge, so I wanted to get a bigger fridge so I could store drinks and fresh food. It's a mess, but you can kind of see how big it is in there. This is my overhead shelf. Some bigger things up here. I also store my window shades, so I have some custom window shades that insulate that I can put up there if I take this thing down. I store those up there, and then books and speaker and headlamp and that kind of thing goes in this little basket here. This curtain here is, it was made by Outside Van. It's called a soft wall curtain. It's really cool. It buttons all the way around, and so you get kind of like a blackout seal, and then it has these clips here, and then I can just zip it like that, and it creates blackout curtain, plus it has a layer of insulation. It basically insulates whatever you want. So if you have the heat on in here, it keeps the hot air warm in here, or if it's hot up there and it's cool in here and we got the fans running, it helps keep it cooler in here to where it actually makes it pretty livable with all the fans blowing even on a hot day in the summer. A little bit of open space between the fridge and the driver's seat for a trash can and a recycling bin, because they take up a lot of room, and a lot of people, I think, when they're designing their van, they forget to take a space for a trash can. So we have both of those up there, and then we store our camp table right here behind the driver's seat. So that just unfolds, and that's what we cook on outside. So I'll shut the door here to show you guys my curtains. These are really cool. They also provide insulation just like this up here, and they just have some snaps. So then they just unfold, and then I can snap them closed there. And then it also provides blackout and insulation from the elements. These two are kitchen cabinets. So up here, this is pretty good. We got a Lazy Susan for organization, and then we put our plates and our bowls and our dish soap, coffee mugs. So when it's closed, that thing's pushed in and it turns off, and then when you open it, it releases and the light turns on. So it's kind of nice at night if you don't want to turn the light on when my partner's asleep and I need to get into something. It makes it easier to find. This one here, this is where we keep our food. It's pretty full in here now. These baskets are pretty neat because I can just pull them out, and then I can find what's in here a lot easier. It's a nice organizational trick. Yeah, so that's that one. And then again, we have the the push buttons to keep things locked. So on the ceiling here, I have a max fan. So I have one up here, and then I have one back there behind the bed. We usually keep the air flowing out of this one and in the back. Even at night, we'll keep it on low. It has a really nice low setting. You can barely feel it, but it helps prevent condensation at night. It keeps the air flowing. On high, if I turn this on and that on and have both these windows cracked, I get like really nice airflow in here, so it can stay nice and cool even in the summer. Up here, so I have my water pump. That's a dimmer, and then my light switch is right there. This is my Magnum Energy inverter control panel. So this is basically how I turn the inverter on and off, and also monitor my energy consumption and what's coming in on the solar panels. And then this here is my Webasto Dual Top Evo 6 controller. So that basically heats the air and the water off the diesel. It siphons a little bit of the diesel out of the diesel tank. And then I control the water heater and the air heater with this. This is very efficient, so it's like almost unnoticeable if I run the heater all night. And it's really efficient, like I don't have to have it on very hot. It turns off once it reaches a certain temperature in here, so it has a sensor. So it can keep it pretty warm in here at night without having to use a lot of gas at all. So it's pretty cool. This is our dog bed. We have a Border Collie mini Aussie mix named Charlie, and he likes to ride up here just on the floor while we're driving. So this is a waterproof dog bed, which is pretty sweet. So welcome to my office. I am a full-time travel blogger. I've been doing it for 5 years, so even before I got the van. And so it was really important to me that I had a solid workspace that didn't have to be converted day in and day out. I wanted to be able to work early in the morning while my partner is still asleep, and just be able to work efficiently. So basically I created this dinette, which is also, I guess, my dining room. And this is a Lagoon table mount. So when I'm ready to work, I can just pull it here and I set up my computer. And then at night, or also we use it for dinner, obviously. And then at night when we go to bed, we just push it here. And then that creates like a clear pathway up into the bed. And the table doesn't actually have to be removed or put away at night, which is super convenient. So I just thought it would be really cool to put this map on a table. Outside Van, I came to them with the idea and they said, sure, we can do that. So I just thought it'd be fun to like constantly have a map to kind of be, everything's on here is really small, so it's kind of hard to read, but it's just cool to kind of be able to look and follow our route on this map while we're sitting down at dinner and chit-chatting about where we want to go next and like making our plans for, the next week. So it's just nice little touch, and I think it goes well with the other colors in here as well. So underneath both of these benches, we have a lot of storage. I can open this one. Oops. And that's where we keep like our dog supplies, our dog food, and extra storage, and just miscellaneous, a lot of dog toys and dog treats and stuff. So these cushions are made of Sunbrella fabric, so they're machine washable, so I can take the covers off, throw them in the washing machine. I will say that with this being the walkway to the bed, having like a light color, I probably wouldn't do that again because it gets really dirty really fast, but we can just throw them in the wash and then they clean up, but you don't really want to do that like all the time. It's something you want to do a couple times a year. Another thing we did with the dinette here is these two sides actually slide together and do create like a small bed. In hindsight, it's a cool concept, but these seats don't have seat belts. So for somebody with a kid or something, you have an extra bed, but you don't have a seat belt for your kid. So in hindsight, again, I would probably have a bench that had a seat belt or something, so at least I could have additional passengers in here that would actually use this bed, because most of the time it's just the two of us. I wanted to be able to get in and out of the garage from here. So instead of putting a wall here, they have this magnetic curtain, which is very similar to the curtain in the front, and it unzips here and zips down. So if I don't want to see what's in the back, I can cover it up, but I can just roll this up and then I can get in and out of the back really easily. So I like to keep my day pack and like my down jacket and things, like we have shoes here, things that I need to get in and out of all the time are really accessible, and I don't have to like enter from the back and pull all my stuff out to access them. It's slightly bigger than a queen size bed. It's pretty spacious, but obviously you don't really want to sleep right here, so our dog sleeps right here, and then we kind of share this portion of the bed. Up here we have our clothing storage. We just have all of our clothing in packing cubes, so like I have all my shirts in one, my pants in another, and then I have like mostly athletic clothes in these, but then I have one that has like normal clothes if we were to go to like a city or go out to dinner or something like that. Up here I have some L-track, and we clip our hats and stuff like that into there sometimes. And then I also have some string lights hanging for some nighttime ambiance. On both sides of the bed, we each have 2 USB plugs, which is awesome. So we don't have to be like sharing our cords, and we each can plug our phones in at night on our sides of the bed without having to like, you know, cross wires or anything like that. So this is just something that I added this summer. Last summer we didn't like ever watch movies in the van or anything, but this summer I decided I wanted to do that. So we got an iPad, and then this thing just kind of clips on here, and you can tighten it down. I just got it, it's cheap on Amazon. And then the iPad fits in here, and then we can watch it. It's like the perfect angle. You don't have to strain your neck or anything like that. So I was pretty proud of this addition. This is my garage. It's really spacious. It's awesome. We get to keep so much stuff back here. So there's a switch here, and those lights turn on. So if we're like trying to do something in the dark, setting up camp or whatever, I can turn those lights on. Creates a really nice bright outdoor light. Here we have 2 pedal assist mountain bikes. These bikes are actually really efficient. We keep them plugged in a lot after our rides, and it really doesn't draw much. I don't know the exact wattage, but all of our batteries are in this cabinet here. And I have a huge battery bank, so I actually have 660 amp hours. They're AGM, so you know, you have basically cut that amount in half for your usable energy, but that's 660 amps. And then I have 440 watts of solar on the roof. I just really didn't want to have to ever worry about plugging in, about having, like if we are in the van in the winter and it's not sunny, I never wanted to have to worry about having to plug in, or that our batteries are going to drop below a level that's good for them. The rack kind of creates a catwalk down the middle of the van, so I can still get up there, I can take pictures, I can sit up there and hang out, but then still have all the room for the solar. 25 gallons of water in here, plus the Webasto Dual Top Evo, which heats the air and the water. That's in here also, and that has a 3-gallon boiler. Right here is a hot water outdoor shower. So in here I have like a shower hookup, and it plugs in here, and then we control the water temperature with this thing. This right here is an air compressor, so that's really great because if we're off-roading and we want to deflate our tires a little bit to have more traction, or if we're like driving in sand, we can deflate our tires, and then we hook up the compressor. The hose is right here, and we can hook it into here, and then we can re-inflate our tires when we get back on the pavement. Our stove is here, the propane is here, and we just set up that table usually right by the door, do all our cooking outside. This here is a sand-free mat that we use when we're setting up camp. And then we have backpacking gear, and then I have 2 pack rafts in the bin in front of that with our life vests and all of our paddling gear. We each have our backpacking packs in here. We have a couple of hammocks. And then here we just have some miscellaneous tools and bike gear. I really like having all this space. I like keeping my stuff in bins rather than transferring it from, you know, the house to the garage and having to like carry things. It's just so much easier to like keep things organized with this bin system. These tires here are the BFG KO2s. They're 17 inches. And the van is a 4x4, so it's a 170-inch wheelbase 4x4 Sprinter. We spent our winters in Utah, so we're driving in the snow a lot, so it was important that I felt confident driving up canyon. In the summer, we do a lot of scenic Forest Service roads, and we try to get out into the back country. So I wanted a good set of tires. So up here I have a pretty badass light bar. I don't know the exact wattage of it, but it is super bright. So when we're like looking for campsites off dirt roads late at night, we just turn that on and it like illuminates everything, makes it really easy to see. This here is a lightweight bumper. I didn't want anything big and bulky, but I just wanted something to protect the front of the van in case of an accident, or if we were to accidentally hit an animal, if we were driving somewhere late at night. Out here in Idaho, there's a lot of elk and deer, and they jump in the road in the middle of the night, so you gotta be really careful. So thanks so much for watching the tour of my van. You can find my outdoor blog at barefoottheory.com, but it's bear like the animal. I'm also Barefoot Theory on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else online. You can also check out what we've got going on here in Idaho. It's the Open Roads Fest. We just wrapped up. It was awesome 4-day van life gathering with biking and paddleboarding and live music and van tours and workshops. It was a great time. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out, openroadsfest.com, and hopefully I'll see you out here sometime. Bye.